Steve Moore, Trump economic advisor and Fox News contributor, joins me now. I'm just wondering how much of this the average American can identify with. Hearing these hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars. I mean, the bottom line is the tax code is there. If you can avoid paying taxes legally, you do it, whether you're rich, poor, or in between, right?
That's for sure. I mean, there are not too many people. There's some, but not too many people who pay more taxes than they have to. There are a lot of hypocritical liberals who say how much they love paying taxes, but they don't pay more than they have to. You know, when you ask this question about how many people really understand this cost, this loss carryover provision, you're probably right. But, you know, it's interesting, David, I've heard from a lot of people last week who are farmers and ranchers and so on, small business men and women. They got this. They understand. That's a big part of doing business. You get, if you have a loss one year, let's say you're a farmer, you have a bad crop, you're going to lose money, and then you get to write those losses off against the profits you make in future years. Without that, we wouldn't have a lot of small businesses in this country.
I think that to a certain extent, Donald Trump doesn't have enough faith in the average American to understand certain things. In fact, sometimes when he's hit by Hillary on things like, for example, he's a failure because he lost money, he doesn't come back at her in necessarily the right way. Holman Jenkins, writing in the Wall Street Journal today, said, how does he fail to mention that his companies, even when losing millions of dollars, continue to generate payroll, franchise, property sales, and personal income taxes for the government? So that's the answer that he throws back to Hillary.
Hundreds of millions of dollars of payroll taxes, of property taxes, of sales taxes. By the way, he also employs, you know, as many as 10,000 workers. They're paying income taxes, David. So, you know, a huge revenue stream from his business operations. And he has to come back on Sunday because she'll come back and attack him on this and say, Hillary, first of all, you know nothing about business. You've never run a business. And how did you and your husband make over $100 million out of politics?
And they didn't create thousands of jobs while doing that. I got to ask you about one final thing, which is he's been pretty tough on Ford Motor Company on moving this plant to Mexico. But Ford Motor Company is striking back. And Bill Ford, the executive chairman, says, look, we have, yes, we left, we're doing a couple of projects in Mexico, but we haven't fired anybody in Michigan as a result of that. In fact, we're going to be ginning up operations. We've got a soundbite from Bill Ford. Let's play that and get you to react.
That's what's so frustrating and at a certain point infuriating about this, because I feel like we've not only invested heavily in this country and are adding lots of new jobs in this country, but you know, I think, you know, he and others should look at us and say, that's how you do business. You pay back your loans and you hire people and you invest.
And of course, Ford, they never took a bailout the way the other companies did. What do you think of this?
I'm a big admirer of Ford precisely because they didn't take the handout money from Washington. I think the point I would make, and I think that Donald Trump would make, is, look, maybe they're not laying off workers, but wouldn't it be a wonderful thing if we had a tax and regulatory structure in this company where those people could be hired here in the United States? $19,000. David, per manufacturing employees in this country, in terms of regulatory costs. Take those burdens off of business, and I think a lot of those companies and those businesses come back.
I think you just came up with a compromise between Ford and Trump. We'll see if it works. Steve Moore, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank
Melissa.
you.